Is it bad that I have two cool from Camp Rock stuck in my head? Hey guys, so yeah, it's been a while since I've actually sat down and talked to the camera, talked to you guys. I'm sorry. I am going to do my wrap up for February. I actually thought that I read one book this month. It's the only book I can remember. But then I checked my Goodreads and I didn't. So that's the thing for you. And then I'm going to give you my TBR for March. That was in January because I can't remember whenever it is. And sorry if like the white balance is really weird. I have a white shirt on and it's kind of cold in here. I probably should have left my jacket on, but anyway. I'm just gonna get into the books that I read this month and I hope you guys enjoy. So the first book that I read is a good, nice contemporary because I felt like starting February off with contemporary. I bought this at a library book sale and I've read this book before, but I forget what happens. I forgot what happens, and it was just like one of those books where it's like you can't not pick it up. So I got and read Geek High by Piper Banks, not Anna Banks. There's another Banks out there. So this is by Piper Banks, and it basically follows Miranda Bloom, who's just a really smart girl, and she was known as the human calculator for most of her life because she could basically multiply anything in her head. So this is a cute little contemporary where she moves in with her dad and her stepmom and stepsister. Her stepsister basically has her friends over all the time, and this one guy comes over and romance things happen, and I needed this contemporary in my life. Like, I'm going through stuff like this, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Next book that I read in the month of February is also another contemporary that I bought at the same library book sale because I can't control myself. It's a problem and I need to be stopped, so the next time I go on a book buying binge, tell me to go on a ban because I can't deal with buying books and not having enough money for stuff later. But anyway, the book that I read was Lock and Key by Sarah Dessen. I definitely needed another contemporary to brighten up my month because, again, I'm single in the month of February and Valentine's Day happened. So I needed something very lovey-dovey to get me through that time of my life. So basically this, it's like about a girl who tries to find her mom, is trying to find her mom because her mom left her in her house all by herself, and her sister and her sister's husband in this town, and she moves next door to this guy, and she needs to learn to basically open herself to him because she's very closed off, doesn't really like people. So yeah, this I gave 4 out of 5 stars. I really did enjoy it. I read this before too, so it was kind of like, I need to reread another lovey-dovey thing because I am alone. The last book that I read in the month of February, I actually have not read before, and I got this for Christmas, and I just got around to it because I was like, hey, I'm in the mood for a retelling, and what more is good at retelling than Marissa Myers? So for Christmas, I got Heartless, and I read Heartless all in the span of 2 or 3 days because I was A, busy with school, and B, I just wanted to enjoy the nice weather, but I also enjoyed the nice weather while reading outside. And oh my god, I thought this book was going to be a series because I was maybe less than 100 pages from the end, and I was like, oh my god, is she going to release another book in this series? What? How is this going to happen? And I really love this book. This is one of my favorite retellings ever. This book follows the potential Red Queen, Catherine, and basically she's a lord's daughter. She's up to marry the king. What her mom wants is for her to marry the king, but she wants to bake. And all this shit happens, and she ends up meeting the Joker, who is basically from the White Queen's lands, and they end up falling in love, basically. And this is another one to read, good one to read in February because of, you know, the lovey-doveyness, but it also had a really great adventure, really great plot, and I actually really did like this book. I love it a lot. Also, I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like without the stuff. Look at that. Look at that. But getting back to my actual review of this book, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars because obviously I loved it so much and it was so good, and I just still can't get over how amazing it was. And I can't wait to see if she has another book coming out like this. I kind of just want to see a book from a villain's point of view again, like, because the Red Queen is an evil person. Or I would like to see Alice in Wonderland told by Cat, because whoever read this book, you know what happens at the end of this and all that stuff. So the next part of this video is my TBR. So my TBR is really tiny. Like, I don't have high expectations for myself because I know I'm going to be very busy with school, midterms, all that stuff. So I only picked 2 books that I decided to read for this month. So the first book that I want to try and read in the month of March. First book is Blue Lily Lily Blue by Maggie Stiefvater, and it's the 3rd book in the Raven cycle. And yes, I still have not read this book, and I've had this for months. Right? Yeah, I haven't read this book before. I keep forgetting whether I read books or I haven't, but this book is the 3rd book in the Raven cycle trilogy. I thought it was a trilogy. It's not a trilogy anymore. But, so, this is the 3rd book in the Raven cycle, and I definitely want to continue on with the Raven cycle. I'm almost done. I can do it. I believe in myself. I just have to get through this one and the Raven King. But, so this is like supernaturally stuff that involves ley lines and psychics and ghosts and all that stuff. But yeah, I want to read this book in the month of March, probably. Just because maybe, like, it has flowers on it, and I just figured, you know, March is like getting close to spring, so I figured, hey, flowers are springy, why don't I just get myself into the mood? And the next book that I wanted to try and read, it's like probably gonna be a stretch because I have a whole bunch of books that I haven't read yet, and I have a few on the way that I have bought that I probably shouldn't have. But this one my dad bought with me because I really wanted to read this. I have the first 2 books in the series in hardcover, and I wanted to get them all matching, and the newest one just came out, and this one is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, and this one is the 3rd book in the Red Queen series thing. I don't know if it's like a trilogy or if it's like a actual series. I'm excited because I was kind of let down by Glass Sword, so I want to see what happens in King's Cage, and I know that a lot of good things happen, and I'm trying not to spoil myself for it because I haven't really been reading a lot. But also this version comes with like a poster thing, so I literally am like dying. But I want to read this one because Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen was actually really good, and I want to try and see what happens next. I know there's a lot more characters sort of introduced, so I figured, why not start it and see where it goes? Because honestly, I can't wait, even though like I haven't read in a while. But alrighty, so that was my wrap up and my TBR, and I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Olivia, you're on Bookish Bird Kids Science channel, and I hope to see you soon on another video. Bye!